Okay. Folks, welcome, one and all, wherever you may be, however you may be listening. This is the Skullet Podcast, and today's guest needs no introduction.
Hello.
Nicely done, everybody. It's Lucas Connolly.
Hey, there it is. I was like, he needs no introduction, but he feels really like he needs an introduction.
New York City comedian. This is the Skullet Podcast, where we maybe introduce or welcome you guys to incredible comedians as we chart their careers, and we also chart the growth of my skullet. Do you like my radio voice?
It's so good.
Yeah, thank you, man.
I wish you just talked like this all the time.
Well, I can probably do that for about 30 more. Lucas, you and I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
You and I have known each other for a long time.
Very
man.
long, dude. Very long time.
Well, we're going to start just talking about my hair so far. What do you think of the new look?
I you know what? It's distinctive, and I like that it's distinctive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a lot of bald guys that are ashamed of being bald, and you are not one of them.
You're right, because I have hair now. I've cured my baldness, you guys. No one can tell.
No, it's a different kind of bald now.
Now I look like a guy who doesn't know that he's bald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're not combing yet.
You're right. It's usually pretty unkempt.
But you're going to comb, of course.
I mean, I was gifted a comb for my birthday. It was a very funny gift, I thought.
Because you're going to do a comb over.
I don't know. I don't know if it was a suggestion that maybe I needed a comb. What I do lately is, do you have any nervous tics? Because I do this a lot, and I kind of shove it up. And now it's a little bit of a Jim Carrey look in certain movies where it's kind of like, yeah, you know?
Yeah, I don't think I have a tick.
Really?
No, I have ticks.
I got bugs.
You slept in our bed last night.
You did sleep in a bed, and I gotta tell you, I was talking about we usually do house comedians, and I was telling you about a certain comic who stayed here who left their deodorant, and I thought it was my deodorant, and I put it on, and now I have a rash. So thanks a lot.
Redacted.
Wow.
We have to bleep that?
We will bleep that. Yeah.
I don't know. Who cares? Burn it. Burn him. Like, what's he going to do?
Call me Ethan again.
You're giving it away now.
What if, maybe that's what you should be doing.
It's a shit talk podcast.
No, it's just burning people, burning bridges with people that would never do anything for you.
Yeah, I don't think he'll do anything for me except ask me for pre-rolls every 5 minutes. This man wanted pre-rolls like crazy. It was insane. He asked literally everybody. He's like, hey, Ethan, can you give me pre-rolls? And I'm like, no, man.
Like, my thing is, you can't roll your own weed. Why can't you roll your own weed?
I was like, dude, I have a vape. He's like, I have a vape.
Oh. So wait, it was like, you want paper? And he was like, no, I need it to be pre-roll.
He wanted pre-rolls. I've never gotten that request before. You know?
Isn't that weird? Because isn't it just like asking for $5? Basically, right? It's just begging, right? You're literally just going, hey, do you have $5 second half?
I mean, he has about 9 or 10 people.
For $5.
Yeah. Put it all together. That's a nice little paycheck right there.
In a state where $5 is illegal too.
What? That's the max you can beg for?
Well, pre-rolls, you can't get them in PA legally unless you have a medical license.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like it made it even more complicated.
Oh, so he just doesn't know the law?
He had no idea.
And no one was like, I need to explain to him the law?
I mean, I was just sort of annoyed at that point, you know.
Did anyone explain to him?
I don't know. But speaking of money,
I'm rich,
folks. Today our sponsor is 111 Juice. How about you shake one of those up and mug right into the camera and say how delicious this is.
Actually, I was blown away by how good it was.
Yeah, you had some of it at the show on Friday, didn't you?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't mean to say actually. Like,
ooh, that is good. The what's up, Doc? is very tasty.
Oh, this is so good.
It's great, right?
It's so good. You can really taste the dandelion.
Dandelion is one of the 7 flavors.
It's one of the juices.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's 11, it looks like.
There's no added water or sugar.
It's so good.
Yeah. I wish that we had a camera on this from my angle, just watching. Oh my God, dude. Watching you drink juice is an experience in and of itself, man.
Maybe this is my new idea for my own show. Is I'm just gonna test juice tastes.
You stop. You have to stop. You have to stop testing juice with that. Just drink it like a normal person.
No, but this is different than normal.
I just the way that your eyes go back. You're like an owl.
Whose juice is this? It's my juice. Oh. A 1, a 2, a 3 juices, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7.
Stop counting.
Well, it's because there's 11.
Oh, man. By the way, we do owe an apology to one of our fans of the show. We're not going to mention who it is, but
It's redacted.
In one of our episodes, we did mention someone mentioned eating ass, and they didn't like that, you know, and I was I don't know, I want to say I was offended. Okay, I was offended because, you know, who are we not to talk about eating ass? But here's the thing: karma works in a very interesting way. You know, can we zoom in here for a second? I have pink eye right now, so maybe they were right. Maybe we shouldn't be talking about eating ass because I've been smited. So you know, point to that fan, that person who listens to every episode.
That's nice.
Yeah, sometimes look, it takes a strong man to. This is a segment called where Ronnie was wrong. And Ronnie was wrong.
Like, which part of it was wrong for you?
I guess
I feel like this is more wrong than any of the things you said earlier.
I guess lashing out was wrong, you know?
Okay, all right.
So we're so sorry to
You know who you are. I love you.
to the parental figure in our lives. That's all we'll say.
What?
So Lucas, this is called the Skullet podcast. You know, when I started growing this hair, I did it as a joke, you know.
Yes.
But now that I grow up more and more, I see it more as an act of rebellion. You know, is there anything in your life that you've also done that maybe, you know, society at large looked down on and frowned upon, but now, you know, it might have been the greatest decision you ever made?
Never paying my taxes.
Yeah.
Find me. I'm off the grid.
Wait, that is a joke, but also you don't pay your taxes. I actually know that.
No, I do.
You started paying taxes?
I've always paid my taxes.
So you've been lying to me.
No.
You just lie about the things.
No, I pay my taxes on things that are taxable.
But you do a lot of things that aren't taxable. Or wait. We can move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think everyone does this.
All right.
When you were a kid and you mowed your neighbor's lawn,
Yeah.
and they gave you $20, were you like, I need to save 33% of this for Uncle Sam?
No.
Well, wow, not paying your taxes.
Well, okay. Touche.
It's the same.
Says the 38-year-old man.
It's the same thing. We're all just mowing somebody's lawn for different money amounts.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Like, it's B2B. There's no need to get
No need to split hairs here.
Yeah, it's B2B, not USA the B.
Okay. All right.
The USA did nothing for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. I'm not gonna watch you. I'm just gonna watch you drink this and finish this right now.
It's so good. It's
All
so
right.
good.
Let's see this. Can you actually turn to the side so people at home can see what I'm looking at? Okay. All right. All right.
So good.
How's New York, man?
Oh man. The G train's down.
Is
That's
it?
my normal that's my normal train.
It's down, huh?
Yeah.
You been taking a shuttle or what?
I just haven't been.
You just haven't been leaving your home.
No, I leave my home. I just take another train, but it just makes your life worse. And it's so weird because I don't feel like anywhere else is like this. Where you're like, this is down. Well, my life is now, and my commutes are now an hour and a half.
Yeah, you're dependent on this thing
Yeah.
that no longer exists.
Yeah. Like people listen to the news and they're like, this bridge is backed up.
Right.
Take something else.
Yeah.
Or look at Waze. But like the train, they're just like shrug. Have a great summer.
Well, I guess when that Baltimore bridge collapsed, they probably had to change some commuting things too.
I can't imagine people complaining though about that the way I'm complaining about this. It really is inconvenient. Like a lot of people died. Did a lot of people
I
die?
don't think so.
7, I think.
Oh.
I don't think that's true. In my head, no one died. And no one ever dies.
No one ever dies? You're
No.
immortal?
You are immortal, yeah.
Huh.
If you really think about it.
That's nice. Yeah, I love New York. It is
6 victims of death, though?
We looking it up? Ooh.
6 victims. Are they injured or dead?
Yeah.
Huh.
Wait.
Suspicious.
Uh-oh. Wow, they just appear anytime a bridge falls. Huh. We've been to Baltimore.
Yeah, I was born in Baltimore, to be honest.
Yeah.
We have been to Baltimore, though. When's the last time you were in Baltimore? You doing shows in Baltimore?
I think it was me and you.
When did we go? When?
Years and years and
Oh,
years
that was
ago.
an awful show.
Yes.
Kevin Seafried was on that show?
I believe so.
Oh, that was
terrible.
awful, yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually very embarrassed about that. My friend Dan Haas came to that show, and he hasn't been to one since.
Yeah, no. Was Blink 182? It was
Well, they were
Blink
playing,
182
right?
was playing the next day, and so the
Oh.
bar was giving away 2 free tickets to see Blink 182, and for some reason in Baltimore, that's enough to get 300 people
Oh, totally.
to come to a bar.
Oh, yeah.
It was so bizarre to me because it wasn't like a lot of tickets. Like it wasn't like
No, it was a show that half the bar was not at the show for us.
no, they were there for Blink 182 tickets.
Oh, man, that was a rough one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We've done a lot of pretty gnarly shows, man.
My favorite of our shows, the one I love telling everyone about, is Fayetteville.
Is that the one where so Lucas and I, we used to travel a lot on the road together. I used to open for him. And we stayed in a lot of really shitty apartments, and we probably did about a year together, just the two of us
in a physical car. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So is Fayetteville the one where it was a? This was a like a. Tell the story.
Okay. So we get into the car. We're gonna leave early because we're gonna give ourselves a really fun day. We're gonna go hiking. We are going to go to a nice barbecue restaurant. We're gonna give ourselves a nice day.
Yeah.
It's me, it's you, it's Danny Vega, and we get into the car, and then I find out it's not Fayetteville, New York, it's Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah.
then we
yeah.
drive. We had to drive. What was it? You had to drive
12 hours.
12 hours in one day, where we sprinted
Yeah.
from the car to the bathroom, peeing.
Oh yeah.
It was crazy. And you went probably 100 miles an hour for most of,
Yeah, I was speeding a lot. Yeah.
for as much as you possibly could.
Uh huh.
and then we had to lie and say that your car,
I got a flat tire.
that you got a flat tire.
Yes, true.
And then we got to that show, and then an Orange Theory class was just having a dinner out.
Huh.
That was just in the middle of our show.
Yeah. Okay. This is coming back to me now. Yeah.
Yeah, and the show, I just remember us being like so excited that we made it to the show, and then it was basically us fighting this Orange Theory class.
Yeah.
So we drove, or you drove 12 hours. There's no, you would have never let Danny drive 100 miles an hour.
No, I would never let Danny behind the wheels of my car, just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the show where it was flooded. There were the floods.
Yes, that's that whole other one. That was a worse physical show. So that was Louisiana.
Yeah.
That was in Louisiana, and a flood had happened to the town, and they did not decide to tell us that there was a flood into the town. So all the ways to get to the venue were completely flooded except one path to the thing. And so when we finally get down there, everyone's like, yeah, vacation's over. You're not going to be able to vacation. We're like, no, we're not here to vacation. We're here to work. And they're like, oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
And then we went into a huge Cineplex, like one of those big, where all the events of the whole town go.
Yeah.
And then they gave us a huge room.
Uh-huh.
And then it was
a huge room with about 120 chairs, and there were about 15 people at the show.
15 people. Half of them, their whole vacation was ruined. And so they started day drinking at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So they were absolutely all blackout drunk.
Uh-huh. And we had this giant spotlight. It was the only light that we had. And all the tables, there were high tops. So we had to move all the chairs out because everyone would have sat in the back. And so they were just looming over us. And we couldn't see anything because the spotlight was right in our eyes. And everyone was taller than us. And I go up there, and for 30 minutes, they just talked at me.
Yeah.
For 30 minutes. It was the most insane feeling I've ever had in my life. Worst show of my life.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Because it was like triple folded.
Yeah.
Because it was like, we shouldn't have done the show.
Totally.
We should have never had to drive to that show. We should have never had to find a location to get to that show.
Uh-huh.
And then when we got to the venue, it was so insane in there that we had to rearrange the room, and we couldn't.
Yeah.
We couldn't. We didn't have enough time. We needed 3 hours to rearrange that room to be appropriate.
Yeah. You did well. You got him to. You figured out he'd jujitsu the room.
The only thing I remember is that I found a person that the group, everyone commonly hated.
Yeah.
That was part of one of the groups, and basically it was enough for her to leave.
Yeah.
And because she left, I was able to not just get talked at.
And there was also a show that afterwards, one of the guys he thought you were pretty funny, but he did not like that you went to because he teaches special ed, and he got upset about it. And then he also was convinced that you and I were in a gay relationship,
which is really hard to
disprove.
when we had spent so much time with each other that we were completing each other's sentences like we were a couple. Yeah. And we'd bicker and stuff and things that didn't make sense to someone who was like, no, I swear, and we don't have any of the other benefits. We just are stuck.
So you started your comedy career in Florida, right?
I did, yeah, in Delray Beach.
And is it true? Because in my head, you guys started because you were in meetings.
I was in meetings. I was sharing in meetings a lot in front of it was Delray Beach is a treatment center capital.
Okay.
So basically, in the state of Florida doesn't have a lot of restrictions on rehab centers.
Okay.
They can have a lot of patients where it's it's okay. So they're in it for the money grab.
Yeah.
So these there's 12 to 20 treatment centers. Each one of them has 20 to 100 patients.
Wow.
And so then they would draw. They had these white vans, and they would pack these white vans 3 to a seat all the way to and they would drop off literally 50 to 60 people, and 2 vans would come up to a place, and then it was just a regular meeting plus 50 people from treatment.
Oh, wow.
So all of a sudden there were 70 people in a meeting room.
Right.
And then so I would share in front of 70 people.
Yeah.
And so it felt very stand-up-y. And there were people who treated it like it was stand-up.
Right.
Because you kind of had to. It's a lot of people.
Right.
It's not, sharing in that setting is not a typical recovery feel.
Right.
It's not 70 people usually. It's usually a group of 8 people, and they're all in a circle. And it's very oh, I know that guy, and I'm here to help him. But when it's 70 people, you're just I don't know how to connect with. I don't know which one of you really wants this, so I'm
Right.
going to try to perform.
Yeah.
So that one person hears.
Because I used to live with somebody who was in the program as well, and when he would talk to me, I'm like, I could tell you're practicing right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was doing beats, and I'm like, I get it. I got it a little, but it's funny. He's getting ready for the big show.
Yeah.
So when you were doing these shows, were you when you're sharing?
When I was saving my life.
But that eventually got you to do. Were you actually hired to do these?
So I started doing stand-up.
Okay.
Because I went to a comedy club because I donated blood, and there's a thing where you could donate blood and they would give you free comedy tickets.
Oh, no way, really?
Yeah, so if you donated blood, they would give you a $30 club ticket.
Huh.
And so I went and saw this comedian, and he was flailing a little bit. He was the headliner, and he was flailing, and he was just asking the audience questions.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could ask people questions that are absurd. I could do that.
And it was the birth of a crowd work comedian, everybody. How big's your dick?
Exactly. But he wasn't even doing that. He was just what kind of Indian are you? It was old school racism stuff. And and he asked me a question, and then I answered it ridiculously. Really crazy.
Do you remember the question?
Dating's hard. Right, son? And I went, oh, what? Or something like that. It was, I want 2, 3. But it was something like that. You asked me if dating was hard, and then I answered it in a weird way. Huh? And then it got a laugh.
Yeah.
Not from just my friends, but from a few people around. Enough so that he thought that he needed to address the little laugh I got. And he just goes, well, I guess someone's funny. It's, there's a thing on Wednesdays.
Huh.
And then I went, oh, there's a thing on Wednesdays?
Yeah.
And then I went 2 Wednesdays after that.
And you just kept going.
And then I kept going. Mostly because a guy was rude to me. A guy was like, hey, you're not a good comedian. He said that to me. But he goes, you're a good writer. You should probably write.
Weird.
And it weirdly irked me.
Huh.
Because I was like, I'm so new. I don't know. How would you know you're good?
Yeah, for real, yeah.
Or he thought I was been doing it for a long time or something.
Oh, okay.
And was like, hey, man, get out when you have a chance.
Huh.
And I was like, I'm not even in yet.
Yeah. It's crazy to me that anyone would say you're a good writer.
But what do you do for work? Yep.
How long were you in Florida doing comedy then?
A year and a half-ish.
Uh-huh.
But after that, I didn't really do comedy. 6 months, 7 months, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
It was more just it felt like a challenge, but I didn't really care that much. It just was. I thought it was weird that guy was, and also it was at a comedy. I was only doing it at comedy clubs, so I didn't realize that you could go other places.
Yeah.
But once I found out there was this place called the Funky Buddha Lounge.
Yeah.
That was right near Florida Atlantic University, and they had all arts open mics that had 100 people that came to it every Wednesday, and it cost $5 to sign up.
That's awesome.
And so I would start performing for 50 people,
Right.
and that changed everything.
And you moved to New York. You said like a year after
Yeah.
doing comedy and stuff.
Yeah,
And hold on, but before that, you were opening for who was your
Eric Myers.
Yeah, you
So
talked
I opened
about
up
him for a little bit.
I opened up for Eric Myers. I was sober, and he was trying to be sober. And so people were like, "You're both so like when you both have like an interest and everyone wants you to be friends."
Totally.
You're
yeah.
like, "Oh, he likes football."
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie, there's a comedian here who likes football, right? Right? And they just want to make sure that they're not alone. That's what they were like. Oh, there's another sober guy, and
Right.
that's how we connected. And he had a DWI, and so
Perfect.
I was able to drive him to shows.
That's how you and I started working together because I drove.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a rite of passage.
Yeah. Please just any advice to young comics? Just have a clean driving record. That's it.
Seriously.
It's not bad.
Yeah. That's actually kind of partly why I left.
Because you could drive, or because you couldn't drive.
I got like a couple tickets,
Oh, really?
and then I was like, I don't want to do this. This sucks.
Yeah. So you're like, let's go to a place that
Doesn't have that.
has a G train.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Choo choo.
No, man, I told you this before, but like the first time, my first impression of you, you're just like a maniac pacing outside the creek in the Cape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a maniac.
You're a maniac.
I want to win.
You do, yeah.
My desire to win is very high.
Uh-huh.
So not doing well probably was very upsetting.
Not doing well, performing for just comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when I was performing for people and was like, people thought I was okay.
Yeah.
And then I moved to New York and everyone was
No one
like,
cares.
no
Yeah.
one liked me.
Oh.
Yeah. Yikes. So glad I'm not doing that anymore. Caring about what other people think. Oh, I'm cured.
Well, anyway, that was years and years ago, and now look at you now, man. You're in Pittsburgh. You have a good weekend.
I had a great weekend.
It's great to see you again, man.
It's been
When was the last time I saw? Was it? It was not your wedding, was it?
I think it might have been my wedding.
Is that true?
I think so.
No, was I? I think I stayed. Last summer I was at your place.
Oh, was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I remember I just went through a breakup and I was at your place and you had a dog. Your dog. I was kind of scared of your dog a little bit.
You should have been.
Yeah,
You should have been
so
scared.
Yeah.
And you left.
I did leave.
You leave because you really didn't like the dog, is what I assumed, but you never told me that.
It wasn't just the dog. I had a midnight rendezvous to kind of get to, and
Yeah. But it felt always like it was the dog.
I know you would have felt that way. Yeah.
But I also was like, I get it. Like it wasn't like I was mad. I just was like, I get.
It wasn't really the dog.
It wasn't.
It's partially the dog.
How much was it the dog? How much was it the like you had the ability to go somewhere?
I had the ability to go somewhere that I was maybe like, I don't know. I think I had a key to that place. It would have been just kind of in and out a little bit easier. I think I had a key to your place too. I don't know. I felt like I was imposing a little bit. Was that your place?
Sure. So it was the imposing part, not the dog part?
I don't know. I was turning 35.
Tell me my dog's bad.
Your dog's great, dude. It wasn't the dog, man. It wasn't the dog.
Tell me I need to get rid of my dog or our friendship's over. Tell me what I need to say.
It wasn't the dog.
Yeah,
It wasn't the dog. But you had a great wedding.
I did have a great wedding. The dog wasn't there. That's
The
why.
dog wasn't there. Everyone was
Yeah.
safe. No, it was my favorite wedding I've ever been to.
It was so good.
Yeah, it was
I'm
so
really,
beautiful,
really happy that every part of my feedback was added, and
Oh yeah. was your feedback to food. He got married in Taos.
New Mexico.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And it was
a great moment. Yeah.
the best food I've ever had
Yeah, it was
in
nice.
any catering experience in my life. And I've been to a ton of my mom's like fancy dinner outings
Yeah.
in my life, and this was by far the best. By far.
It was everyone was dressed pretty cool. The space was beautiful. It was just a cool location. We all slept in these little
Campers. Yeah, and we were on the mesa.
I steamed a lot of people's outfits. I remember. I brought a steamer.
Yeah, because they were comedians, so they
Everyone
did
was
not know how to
wrinkled.
steam their clothes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one of my favorite parts about your wedding was that we got not only did we get to perform, we kind of had to perform a little bit.
It was very, very. We understood who our audience was.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we had an audience of family, and we had people that haven't seen each other in years, and we're like, are they better? Let's find out. And man, dude, no one will forget the people who bombed. It was so good. It was so good. People just bombed at the place where they should have had.
Who bombed?
Okay, so there was a lady that did Where the Wild Things Are,
Oh, that was bad.
and it was and she
I
like
can't believe she did that.
and it was so long, and she
Yeah.
did the entire story of she memorized the entire story of Where the Wild Things Are.
So it was the day before the wedding, and we all were around this campfire. It was a big bonfire, and then we had this thing where we all passed the stick,
Yep,
and
yep.
and it was like 40 people were there, 40 or 50.
Yeah.
So it was a big crowd, and it was just sort of like whoever had the stick gets to perform, right?
Yes.
So it was Jenny's friends. They're all very musical. Friends and family are very musical, and then you had the comedian friends.
Yes.
So we had to kill.
You had to kill. They also had to kill because they all went to school for musical theater and
Yeah,
stuff.
for
so
sure.
They had practiced.
Yeah.
They weren't. So like when people didn't practice, oh, it was so good. It was so good, and we just were like, I knew it. I knew she was gonna be bad.
And Jenny's stepdad or father played Tom Petty. I enjoyed that.
Yep.
It was a Wildflowers themed. The whole wedding was.
Yes.
Wildflowers is a Tom Petty song.
Yeah. No, we were hippies. We were
Yeah.
real hippie cowboys.
Yeah, that was good. Because I remember, because you had how many? 4 best men? 5?
5. Yeah.
And a lot of them performed on the day of the wedding.
Yep.
And but the day before, we all were passing the stick. I didn't know I had to perform, so I performed, and I'm like, "Fuck, that was my speech."
It was so good. It was so funny that I just watched people being like, "Uh-oh,
So
that's not good." That is, you know, they could not write a new 4 minutes in a day. And so
Yeah.
they did it twice, and
They did
then
twice.
then on the day of the wedding, it was just like, oh,
yeah, I do remember that.
You had it one night, but you can't have it twice. So good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Redacted.
I'm not believing it 3 times.
No, find me.
Congratulations on your wedding, Ethan.
Yeah. Oh God.
So we have a segment called the Media Minute. Have
Yeah.
you seen, read, or watched anything recently that's really had a big impact on you lately? Doesn't have to be good or bad. Just
yeah, I saw State in Maine.
What's that?
It's this Philip Seymour Hoffman movie
Okay.
that is written by a playwright.
Cool.
And it is about a bunch of people in Hollywood coming to a small town and then changing the town completely.
For the worse?
Yeah.
State of Maine?
State in Maine, I believe.
Is this late stage?
Nope. Early
Hoffman?
stage.
Early.
Early stage.
Scent of a Woman Hoffman?
This might be the beginning of him being a leading man.
Okay.
It's an ensemble piece though,
Yeah.
and like William H. Macy's in it, and
Yeah, okay.
but it's the part that really stuck out to me is God, the boss in 30 Rock, the guy who's up for murder.
Alec
now.
Baldwin?
Alec Baldwin's in it, and Alec Baldwin is into young girls in it, and everyone has a hobby, and I was like, whoa, the 90s were insane.
State and Maine. Okay. And what is Philip Seymour Hoffman? What character does he play?
He's the author,
Oh, all right.
and so they're adapting his book
Yeah.
or his play
Oh, okay.
for this thing.
Yeah.
And then everything doesn't go right. So now they're just asking him to completely change his work.
So is he kind of like the middleman between? He's
Yes.
kind of like this. Okay.
So he's the guy who's he's the guy that's connecting with the locals.
Right.
And is connecting with and he's playing in the world between them.
And what about it sticks out to you?
For one, it's so old and it's so meta-y and critical.
Yeah.
And it just was, I was like, oh, this is fascinating. I haven't seen somebody be this, nasty, kind of.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's pretty nasty.
Huh.
Just, like, everyone has a price in it. And, like, you can buy off anybody. And anyone will change their opinion if you have enough money. And every politician can be bought. And every town can be corrupted. And...
Huh.
Like in America, there's nothing you can change,
Wow.
especially for fame.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of sings true to your worldview a little bit.
Yeah.
Rings true, I should say.
I did kind of think. Yeah. I also it was just so surprising.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
That, it's so old.
Right. It was like 95, 99?
Yeah, it was in the Criterion collection.
Oh,
So
wow, okay. Who directed that? Is that everything?
it's more the writer of it that's important because he's like a very famous playwright. Because if you say his name, people who like Jenny was like, of course you like him.
Right.
And I guess it's probably because he's bittered.
Yeah. Who we got here?
There it is. Yeah.
David Mamet. Okay, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah. He did. Yeah, he did. Glenn Ross.
And he did Homicide,
Homicide.
which is also really interesting. It's like
The TV show.
no, it's a movie called Homicide, and it's about a Jewish detective in New York City, and how there's like a conspiracy
Okay.
with the Jews in New York City.
Did he write the? No, that's not him. I was thinking of The Social Network.
I don't know, but oh man,
No, but he's done a ton of stuff. Yeah, he's a very well regarded guy.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. I have the Criterion collection now.
You have it? You have the movies? The streaming?
The streaming thing. So I'm watching some old stuff.
That's cool. Well, I'm trying to get into SpongeBob.
I'm really happy for you.
Thank you, man. I've missed a lot of references, so I'm doing. That's the new
Where
thing.
are you at right now?
I haven't started, so I'm going 7 seasons, and I'm gonna watch it all.
I think you should stream it.
Watch me react to it, or just
You're gonna stream SpongeBob SquarePants, and you're gonna watch it, and you're not gonna sleep
okay.
until you're
Done?
Exactly. This is why it's good. You're gonna stay up for probably a week. It's gonna be really hard.
Man watches SpongeBob.
277 episodes.
All right. Times 30.
20. Most of them are 25. They have commercials, so they're 30-minute.
Right, any guesses? 20 times 277, how many hours it is? Okay,
You're
not going to be able to do it. I'll just say that.
I'm gonna assume that it's in the. It is probably 100 hours.
172 hours.
So it's 5,540 minutes. So 92 hours.
Yeah.
You could do that, actually, maybe.
You could do that. 24. So divide that by 24. Yeah, dude, you could do this.
What?
Dude, you can skip the beginning music too. So you're gonna save.
What is the point? Please
The
tell me.
point is,
Views.
yeah, the people want to know what the way your brain is thinking.
All right, we're going to put a poll up on this episode. Do you want Ronnie to watch SpongeBob streamed uninterrupted?
Okay.
7. Look, well, okay, well, can we give him 3 hours of sleep? every
Am I allowed to eat?
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
You can sleep. So you can sleep, but you have to like keep it playing, but like reruns while you're sleeping. So it's always playing in your head in some kind of way, or the theme song plays while you sleep.
What? Just the music?
I had it on DVD as a kid. I used to fall asleep watching it. It would go to the playback of the DVD menu, and it'd play the same song while I was sleeping. It would give me nightmares where I'm just like stuck in this loop. So I want him to experience that on stream.
Yeah, dude. I think people would love this. Cause it's like, what if afterwards you're just like a new man?
I'm a squid.
Sure, dude. That would be the character I think you resemble the most.
You think so?
Squidward, yeah. You'll find out.
Aren't they all supposed to represent deadly sins?
Yeah. There's a lot of conspiracies about programming children via like good media, and it has a lot. There's a lot of stuff happening in the backgrounds, a lot, which I think why it would become better if you were really glued in.
Okay. Well, that's what we're doing. I'm watching all the episodes, okay? At least to 7 seasons for the 7 deadly sins. And that's it. Okay? That's my new thing. 7 seasons of SpongeBob, and then we'll see. I'll finally understand what everyone's talking about.
Plus the movies.
There's movies?
Oh, there's movies.
Can I tell you why I didn't watch SpongeBob, why I missed the whole train? Is because I watched all the Nicktoons. Back in the day, I watched Stick Stickly. I watched every single episode multiple times. We're talking Doug. We're talking Rugrats. We're talking Hey Arnold, all those shows. But then they started putting out a bunch of stuff I didn't like. Schlock, shit, bad things, Angry Beavers. You probably liked it, loved it. I hated it.
I don't like Angry
Cat
Beavers.
Dog.
I didn't
Also
like
bad.
I didn't actually like Disney.
You like Disney better than Nickelodeon?
I do.
Wow.
I like Fox better than all of them.
You just like The Simpsons?
And Gargoyles and Batman and yep, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Those are just Fox products?
They were just on like morning like if you went on Fox in the mornings, those were the like morning cartoons that played.
Yeah, sure, but Nickelodeon was cartoons all the time.
But I didn't have. My parents were hippies. We only had
You
cable.
had cable.
So we only had. But I also, when I went over to my friend's house and they were playing it, they felt like they were like belittling a little bit, like especially when you like grew up on Batman.
Oh yeah,
And
you're
so-
hardened.
Yeah, I was already bittered by the system. I already like was rooting for the villains
Oh wow,
because that's what Batman did for you.
but he wasn't a villain.
I know, but the villains were the ones that you liked. Batman was just stoic and everyone was scared of him, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you wanted the Clayface to get the acting roles and
Yeah.
yeah, and in Two-Face, he just got disfigured and now he's crazy. It's like, oh,
You and I just watched Deadpool.
oof,
Kind of a bummer, huh?
really bad,
Yeah.
really really bad, man.
Sorry to ruin it for you there. Timmy really wanted to watch it. Tim also was really into watching all of the Planet of the Apes movies.
Oh well, they don't get they get worse, but they don't get worse in a way that it's like dramatic. There's not a fall from grace
Right.
like there is with the Deadpool.
Did you ever finish them?
No, remember on the third one, me and my girlfriend's dog got in a fight.
Oh wow.
And we paused it. You remember?
Bro, you should have heard this
It
fight.
was a bloody mess. Their collars got linked together. But then I think it scared my girlfriend permanently from watching the movie, so now I have no one to watch it with, so I haven't finished them.
You can watch them alone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
just
like-
not the same.
Yeah.
We started it together, and I want to finish it together, and not at all.
Caesar doesn't need no help. That's the name of the ape.
Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't watched him.
They're way better than they ever needed to be. Is the way I've always thought about like remake movies in general are just so bad.
Yeah.
That like when it is good, it's always like, huh, you didn't need to do this even. You could have just done the money grab.
Those movies are that good?
The first two yeah. The first two are, and then the third it's just a good blockbuster movie. And then from there, they're just good blockbuster movies.
Is John Lithgow in every single one of them?
No, but that's why the first ones are really good.
John Lithgow, even before I lost my hair, my friend told me that I looked like John Lithgow. He did a side-by-side photo of me, and then he took a screenshot of me recently. He's AM, my friend AM. I don't think you ever met him, but he does our theme song. And he said, "You finally completed the look." Apparently, right now, I look like John Lithgow.
Oh, you do. Let's get these up here again. Because last episode you were compared to SpongeBob.
I was compared to SpongeBob. Now, you guys, I'm going to watch all the episodes of Third Rock from the Sun.
Which was part of the escape room that we did.
Oh my God,
Ron Lithgow.
It's not bad.
dude, unbelievable talent.
Thank you.
Ronnie Fleming.
That's the new segment is what does Ronnie
What
look
does
like?
Ronnie look like?
Doppelganger.
Yeah.
You know what you really remind me of?
Who's that?
The detective in NYPD Blue.
That's not a compliment.
I know.
That is actually, honestly, that guy is like you and me combined.
Oh, fuck you. I mean, he doesn't have a beard.
Which guy?
Who do you think?
That's what I'm saying. That's a good Skullet.
There is a lot of Skullets. We do need to make a list.
Yeah,
And
he's skeletry.
he's definitely the meanest one you could say. Dude, I love the 90s because when you look at these 90s, just remember when they used to cast just a good actor who was ugly?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's not like that anymore.
No, there's just too many people.
Yeah, pull that guy up.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, we can make you ugly.
Let me
Like,
click him. Yeah, I know, for real. That's, that guy is, oh, I can't do it. Zoomy. Look at that Skullet there.
Wait, he trims it. Like I'm saying you should.
I had trim up top. What do you think?
No, I think he should never trim it, never touch it, and just let it, dude, figure out what happens.
The thing is, I'm dealing with curls now. This is a Skullet update. I'm dealing with curls now, so I got people are first off, can we just tell this? The education about baldness is insane. People don't understand how it works. They didn't think I could grow hair. They just thought that I was naturally hairless, like a cat. No, I shave it. I've been shaving it for 10 years, for a decade. And now, it grows. It does grow.
Do they understand that it comes from having too much tea?
No.
Testosterone, dude. That's the theory.
That is one of the theories that a bald scientist came up with, but... no, that's like that is a thing. I don't know. I saw a comic on stage once, a bald guy, when I first started at Caroline's, and he was bombing, and he's like bald, and he was like yelling at a lady. That's because I had high testosterone, and that's when I said to myself, I'm never gonna say that again. I didn't even lose my hair at that point.
You should curl it. You should put curlers in it. Yeah, don't cut it. Just curl it so it becomes bigger and bigger, like an afro.
Dude, you see early stages of Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey Grammer has a Skullet back in the day.
Of course, he just wants the guys that are like charming, but this is the real deal. Remember when they showed his butt?
Yeah.
It was so huge.
Tim's too young. He just turned 30.
Kelsey Grammer when he was young.
Kelsey Grammer.
This looks like a testosterone thing that made him.
Kelsey Grammer Cheers. He had a Skullet. And then he got a British accent. He's playing the same character. It didn't make any sense. He moved to Seattle. You become become a gentleman. I don't get it.
Yeah, he was just a lush.
He was just a lush back in the day.
Is this a skullet or a receding hairline?
I think I'm closer to that the beginning of him. That's what my hairline looks like.
Yeah, show the camera. That is Kelsey Grammer.
I have Kelsey Grammer's hair.
But near the end, well, I mean,
No, me and him have the exact same thing. I bet you he's had that hairline though his
okay,
whole life,
do
like
early.
me.
Look at that one though.
This one?
That.
Is that
Yes.
a skullet? That's like a receding hairline mullet, which is kind of weird. I just realized something with this skullet.
Yeah.
Look up Kelsey Grammer's Skullet. Look at that. Look,
I just think this is a little closer.
We all know it is, dude.
no, I don't think so.
Dude.
No. Stop it. First off,
Dude.
that man is 5'6". Okay.
That guy is. We're talking about his dick width. I'm so sorry.
Built like a brick house. Now look up that guy's butthole because it did show up on national television.
It was the biggest thing.
His butt.
Remember, it was so big. That was such a
I
big
only
deal.
remember this because South Park talked about it.
It was such a big deal. It was such a big deal. because-
Showing ass on
on like
Network
NBC.
TV, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like not like anyone's butt you ever wanted to see.
Yeah, it is wild that guy was a leading man.
That's what I'm saying. It was a better time.
It was a better time. There's no reason because back in the day, who did I see? I seen Michael Shannon walking around with a 6-pack. He used to be my neighbor, Michael Shannon, 6-pack, and it's like, dude, Tom Hanks never had a 6-pack. Like, why do we need these average men to have like? Why do we need that?
Yeah,
Tom Hanks was an everyman, you know. Michael Shannon's like not a guy that I want.
ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see Wednesday?
No.
So Wednesday, right? Addams Family. There is not one ugly person
Yeah.
in the school of monsters that she attends.
Oh, really?
Not one person that you're like, oh, their eyes are weirdly too far apart, or you know what I mean, that guy has weird teeth.
Yeah.
Like every person's just like, they have blue eyes. You know what I mean? You're like, that's not a thing.
I think it's because the CRISPR technology has gotten so good that we've just been genetically altering our children, actors, like a child actors.
Oh, I thought it was just everyone wants to be an actor now. It but back in the day, you would have to be actually really talented, and now it's more just like, you want to do this? I believe in you, honey. And now because these people that are just hot are just like going into these things, and they're good, and everyone's like, I can make them good.
Wow, we have the top 50 ugliest actors.
Oh my! Wait, Jack Nicholson's one?
Dude, charisma goes a long way. Robin Williams, that's a lot of body hair. I would have killed myself too.
It's definitely not the Lou body dementia.
Tommy Lee Jones gets away with a lot because of his accent.
Yep.
Christopher Walken probably did something to that girl in a boat.
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn.
This is one. I mean, what are we doing? Danny DeVito's all the way at 6.
Well, we're not considering. We're just talking about faces.
What's that? Mike Myers? I don't find him appealing
No, he
physically.
had literally the character he played that was most famous for was a guy that was vile, disgusting. That was like the bit, is that he was Austin Powers, and Austin Powers was gross.
But he was.
But
yeah.
everyone liked it, and that didn't make any sense, right? And that was the whole gag, really.
This guy
Have
is
you ever named it ugly?
in like, what is he? What number is he? Number 11 of ugliest male actors.
I can see it a little bit. He has like a weird chin.
He's got a lot of. Will Ferrell. Wow.
John C. Reilly.
I see that. Yeah.
Willem Dafoe. Yeah.
Willem Dafoe, however, does have a huge hog.
What?
Yeah.
Does that make you hotter?
Yes.
What?
Oh wait, I'm on the wrong list.
Wow, Danny DeVito is 8?
The 50 longest male actors.
Wait, having a bigger dick makes you more attractive. Like, I don't think that's what this is. I think attractive is just facial structure.
This guy, he pulled away. Now, how big do you think this guy's dick is?
Yeah.
Huh? The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away.
That's right.
All right, now put the 50 ugliest women actors. Let's have some fun. Let's really get some words out.
I cannot wait. It's like Drew Barrymore.
Oh, do you know my theory? Do you know my theory about Julia Roberts?
That she's not actually attractive, but the like zeitgeist of the world made her attractive?
No.
Okay.
I think she's responsible for stepmom porn.
Go on.
Sarah Jessica Parker, they've never walked her dog, okay? I'll tell you that much. She is number one, apparently, least attractive female actors. Seeing her in person, it'll change your tune. I'll just tell you that much on IMDb.com, all right?
This is not right.
Kristen Stewart?
No.
No, Cameron Diaz?
No way. This is ridiculous.
Dude, talk about like unrealistic body standards. It's like number 8 ugliest actresses, Cameron Diaz.
Wow.
Wow. You would think it would be like, I don't know, like I'm not trying to be. I'm gonna get canceled. Like This Is Us woman.
The big lady?
The one that's like, yeah, like where she's like 500 pounds. You know what I mean? Like,
I think she's beautiful, Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas, neither of us agree with you.
bum, 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 bum.
Well, that was Lucas Connolly, everybody. Wow. That's so fucked up, dude. Our next guest.
Redacted.
He comes in and just stabs me in the chest.
If we have to bleep a name, you can't say it so many times on the podcast.
No, it's funny. Tag me.
Please.
Yeah, it's weird. I just want to know who made this list. Like, and who is at the top of it for him?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Like, who's to him? He's like
Megan Fox.
They should have to. Kate Winslet is on this list.
Kate Winslet has been topless in a lot of movies.
yeah. Like, what are you gonna say, Halle Berry? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
She's also been topless in a lot of
That's
movies.
what I'm saying. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, these people that we all agree are hot.
Yeah.
It is weird. There are a lot of, modern actresses and actors, and then you just like in the 90s, these people in the 40s just catch strays like out of nowhere, They're just like running out of names, so they just added.
It would be funny if they're like ugliest actresses, and then they were just all 70 years old. It's
Florence Leachman.
yeah, it's just the old lady from Nebraska.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. What's her name? She like won Best Actress.
I think her name is Greta Gerwig.
No. I want to be in Barbie too.
Did you like Barbie?
No.
You hated it.
No.
You thought you were indifferent.
I just think I don't need to be, I understand feminism. And so it's not, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it would be interesting
Yeah.
if feminism wasn't a thing I understood.
Yeah. Well, I learned a lot.
You're like, whoa, I already knew third gen feminism, not first gen feminism.
Uh-huh. That was fine.
It was fine.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I also think America,
Ferrera.
pretty bad.
Did you see her in that one movie? She was like about the money pit, the money GameStop thing.
I did see the GameStop.
Ooh, it was
Dumb
great.
Money.
Yeah, Dumb Money. That was fantastic.
I didn't.
You didn't like it?
I didn't care that much about it.
Wow.
I kind of been a little after seeing Blackberry. I'm like every one of these movies. I'm like that. There's one that's been done well.
Which is?
Blackberry.
What about The Founder?
Right. Exactly.
You didn't like The Founder?
I like The Founder, but I like Blackberry, and then I like Wolf of Wall Street,
Okay.
and then you know what I mean. Like now there's a billion of these things.
True. We're close.
Yeah, you should probably leave soon.
Well, Lucas, you got any? You're becoming a dad. We got a minute left. You're about to be a dad.
Yeah.
This is probably the last time we're gonna hang out before your Papa Connolly. So,
Yeah.
bro, you're gonna have to come back and tell me what it's like to be a dad. Actually, you know what? I'm probably fine.
Because you're gonna find out real soon.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to do the thing of like Barbie, like I'm probably good, about feminism. I figured.
Redacted.
So good.
But I
so
love you,
good.
bro. Thanks for hanging out,
course,
man.
of course.
Gotta have you back to Pittsburgh again soon.
Yes, anytime. I'll come anytime.
Actually, no, I'm gonna see you in New York. I'm gonna be in New York in October, so I'll see you then.
Okay.
Where can people
You
find you?
can't stay at our house. Our dog's mean.
I'm a fan of your dog. Okay? No problem. I just don't want to. I don't like imposing.
All right.
Where can people find you?
Lovable Lucas on almost everything.
And if you're in New York, please check Lucas out. He's a killer. Check out his dates online. He's an absolute beast. He crushed it all weekend here, and he definitely enjoyed the 111 juices. All right, we gotta get you to the airport.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, also, folks, please don't forget the Skullet theme, of course,
Not all growth.
is not all growth is good, but just keep it in the back of your head.
Oh yeah. Right here. Right